My name is Ella, and this is my creative writing channel, Critical Storytelling, where I use critical analysis to help you tell your story. We've been looking at Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which is a poem written by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, in which he uses a framed narrative in conjunction with a dramatic monologue to capture and hold the reader's attention. So far in the narrative, we begin at a wedding. The wedding guest gets stopped by the mariner who has an epic story to tell. Coleridge, goes in and out of the narrative, the frame, which is a story within a story. He goes back and forth between the wedding, which is the setting of the story being told, and the actual story itself 2-3 times before part 2, beginning the precursor of the dramatic monologue, where the mariner tells the story of the ship leaving port, entering a storm, encountering an albatross. The mariner himself shoots the albatross for no good reason, which curses his ship and everyone on it. And the last time we read part 3, and I just want to look at how in parts 1, Coleridge uses the frame to capture the reader's attention. In part 2, he sticks with the dramatic monologue to hold the reader's attention and focus on the actual story of the ship, the ghost ship story. And in part 3, we have more dramatic monologue, but he is able to capture the tension. There's a dynamic tension between the continuation of the story and the backing up or the returning to the frame. And he does that in I wanted to look at the stanzas. Okay, between stanzas 5, 6, and 7 in part 3 and stanza number 8. After a time, once he's killed the albatross, they are left to sit in the boat, in the ship, with no wind. They're not moving at all, and they don't have anything to drink. And out of nowhere, they spot another ship on the horizon, and it seems to be moving towards them without any wind, and they get happy about it. There's hope, there's excitement. Gramercy is an 18th century word that is short for grant mercy, and they for joy did grin. So even though their lips are black with dirt because there's nothing to drink, and so somehow this sight, it has made them smile, and they get really excited about it until in stanza 8 it says, "And straight the sun was flecked with bars, Heaven's mother send us grace, as if through a dungeon grate he peered with broad and burning face." So it's like they went from having this hope and excitement to the blessing turns into a prison immediately, and he personifies death. On the ship that's coming towards them is a ship of death. She's evidently just got one woman as her whole crew, and death is her mate. Death, claims the souls of everyone on board the ship with the mariner. and that is where we are. So I wanted to look at the parallels or point that out, that even though he's not technically using a literary device, the tension is created in the actual story, that it seems that something is coming to save them after like their tribulations on the sea, and the mariner is left to watch them all die. So now we're on part 4. The frame returns. I fear thee, ancient mariner, I fear thy skinny hand, and thou art long and lank and brown as is the ribbed sea sand. I fear thee and thy glittering eye, and thy skinny hand so brown. Fear not, thou wedding guest, this body dropped not down. Alone, alone, all alone, alone on a wide, wide sea, and never a saint took pity on my soul in agony. The many men so beautiful, and they all dead did lie, and 1,000 slimy things lived on, and so did I. I looked upon the rotting sea, and drew my eyes away. I looked upon the rotting deck, and there the dead men lay. I looked to heaven, and prayed, and tried to pray, but or ever a prayer had gushed, a wicked whisper came and made my heart as dry as dust. I closed my lids and kept them close, and the balls like pulses beat, for the sky and the sea and the sea and the sky lay like a load on my weary eye, and the dead were at my feet. The cold sweat melted from their limbs, nor rot nor reek did they. The look with which they looked on me had never passed away. An orphan's curse would drag to hell a spirit from on high, but oh, more horrible than that is the curse in a dead man's eye. 7 days, 7 nights I saw that curse, and yet I could not die. The moving moon went up the sky, and nowhere did abide. Softly she was going up, and a star or two beside. Her beams bemocked the sultry main, like April hoar-frost spread. But where the ship's huge shadow lay, the charmed water burnt away, a still and awful red. Beyond the shadow of the ship I watched the water snakes. They moved in tracks of shining white, and when they reared, the elfish light fell off in hoary flakes. Within the shadow of the ship I watched their rich attire. Blue, glossy green, and velvet black, they coiled and swam, and every track was a flash of golden fire. Oh, happy living things, no tongue their beauty might declare. A spring of love gushed from my heart, and I blessed them unaware. Sure my kind saint took pity on me, and I blessed them unaware. The self-same moment I could pray, and from my neck so free, the albatross fell off and sank like lead into the sea. So he's blessing the thing that broke him at the end, and it's instant karma. The albatross, who knows how long it's been dead, falls into the sea, and the mariner does not have to carry that weight. Now the weight is in his soul. And so we understand how he is compelled to tell the story because of how urgent he is with the wedding guest when he spots him to say, all he says is there was a ship, but there's more to what he's saying in his body language, and Coleridge is able to capture that. So the mariner is left on the ship with all of these dead men, and it scares the wedding guest. So there's a return to the frame. What is Coleridge doing here? It's midway through the poem, he's reminding us that there's more than one story being told, that not only is there this horrible death ship that's visited the mariner and killed everyone, all of his crew, but that now this story is, it lives inside the wedding guest who is supposed to be at a party having a good time. And he hears at the end of part 3 the people on the crew cursing the mariner and dropping dead instantly, and he doesn't want to hear anymore. But the mariner says, well, I didn't die, so don't be afraid of me. Like, he's not a ghost. But the story, in a way, it takes on a supernatural element. Nor rot nor reek did they. So they just, I mean, it's suspended animation, which is calling back to the ship in the beginning, that it doesn't go anywhere. They're just left there with no movement. And, well, I think that's enough for today. We're going to look at part 5 next time. And yeah, I want to leave off here with the mariner blessing these, I mean, these snakes, they don't sound very pretty, but they're alive, and they're not dead on the ship with him. They're out in their water, and they're very colorful, and that's all he's got. And in that moment of gratitude that he expresses, bless these living creatures, he is absolved of the sin of killing the innocent albatross. So we'll look at part 5 next time, and we are going to return to the theme of gratitude. In the next video, we're going to look at the poems that y'all wrote. Thank you.